quickly. We're going to respond with strength, and we're going to go at the other end and score another. We defended really well, 3 at the back. Those 3 defenders, absolutely superb. Out wide, it was tough, but we stuck together and got a deserved result. Brilliant performance. What a 3-1 win, Bryn. Another 3 points. It's been a while.
Oh,
take these.
Too long. Well, 3-5-2 has now scored 5 goals in a game and a half. So that's
Boom.
good. Let's aim to do it all again on Saturday, hey? We've got lots more to come for you through the course of this evening. We'll have reaction from down in the tunnel shortly as the players quite deservedly go to take the applause of the fans, and the vast majority of Leeds United supporters have stayed in the ground to give that applause back, because Premier League, there's a lot of defeats that you suffer in the Premier League, and you have to soak it up at full time, and you have to smile and keep a chin up. But in this instance, it's there for Leeds players to enjoy, because they've taken on one of the Premier League's giants, and they have well beaten one of the Premier League's giants. It's been a thoroughly deserved victory for Leeds. They've scored 3 goals against Chelsea. They've earned 3 points, and this has been a very, very good night under the lights here at Ellen Road. Daniel Farke, a word for him. He knows all the speculations flying around. He knows that. He's been in the game long enough. But his players have performed for him tonight, no question. Full-time scoreline, it's finished. Leeds United 3, Chelsea 1.
Well, what a night here at Ellen Road. Daniel Farke soaking up the atmosphere, and as Kaiser Chiefs plays in the background, we're joined by Stuart Dallas and appropriately Lucas Radebe, the Chief, here in the studio. Lucas, you're now going to have to be in the LUTV studio for every game for the rest of the season, so I hope you know what you signed up for after that tonight.
Yeah, amazing result. What a fantastic result today. I think what we saw worked hard, and I think they showed, how much they needed this result. Absolutely fantastic.
Stuart, we talk about special nights at Ellen Road. You've been played in many of them. That's a special night.
It is. It's a huge result for them. I think you can tell by the reaction of the players and the fans what it means to everybody. We talked about confidence. This will give them huge confidence now going forward, and I'm delighted for everybody, because I've been in the position myself when things aren't going so well and you're in difficult moments and you finally get a result. And now this has to be. They've set the bar. They've set the platform with their second half performance on Saturday, and this performance tonight. They didn't just win lucky tonight. They won comfortably. They were very, very good.
Yeah. The ground beneath us is slightly shaking. We can sort of feel that in the studio, because the south stand is still bouncing. Of course, Daniel Farke making his way around. And he just had a moment at the end there, didn't he? We saw him on the screen, just maybe gathering his thoughts a little bit. It's a pressurised environment. Leeds are at the wrong end of the table. They're wanting to get, up the table. These 2 home games, really big and important, Lucas. And he's picked the right team, and they've done the job for him tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the second half when Chelsea came back and scored. And we were fearing the worst, thinking, oh my God. But again, they were courageous. They keep working hard and going forward and looking for a 3rd goal, and eventually they got it. And I think everybody now is looking forward to the next game with confidence, which is great.
Absolutely, and plenty of fans still in Ellen Road. There's a section just down to our side here that emptied quite quickly, actually. Around the 80-minute mark, there was a few leaving from just that section down there of Chelsea fans going back down the M1. But for the Leeds fans tonight, under the lights, it does create that atmosphere. And we mentioned it at half-time, right from the off. Jayden Bogle, Gene at the crowd, and from that moment onwards, they were on it, G.
Yeah, they were, and I think this game doesn't need to be stoked up any higher than what it is. It brings an atmosphere itself. Lucas, you were down pitch side before, and you come back up and said that the atmosphere was really growing. And from the first whistle, Leeds were right on it. Jayden, as you say, charging the ball down. Cucurella has to kick it out of play. He turns around, he gives it to the crowd, and you just felt the atmosphere. Obviously, you get the early goal, which helps. It settles everybody down on the pitch, settles people down in the stands, but it creates an atmosphere. And Leeds were bang on it from the first minute tonight, and the manager deserves huge credit. He changed shape at half time on Saturday. He could easily have went back to how he originally plays and what he believes in for this game, but he stuck to what what worked on Saturday, and he deserves huge credit.
Look, football's such a funny game, isn't it? Leeds were struggling to be free scoring. It's change of system, and then against two of the top teams in the league, they've gone and scored 5 in the space of a game and a half. It is a funny game, but when you get it right, when it does click, it can all come together.
Yeah, especially in the moments like this when you're desperate for points. You make the right decisions. Stuart here is talking about the substitution. I think the pressure, we kept the pressure on. I think that's how we got the Calvin Lewin got the goal, because they never really stopped going forward and pressurizing each and every ball. They back pass and then they were running, pressurizing, and I know it worked out for us.
I think you're saying about football being mad, and I think we think back to last year. We lost, was it Ampadu and Gruev in 1 week, and all of a sudden you're forced into changes. He's almost been forced into changing formation because of the personnel, and it's worked. It's worked in both games. So it's sometimes when you're in these really difficult moments and you're forced to change something, you actually come out the other side better. And I think this system suits them perfectly. They have the personnel, as we talked about. And tonight, before the game, we talked about communication and roles and responsibilities. Tonight, every player looked like they knew their roles and responsibilities, and they can take huge confidence from that.
Yes, that's one of the things you were saying at the start, which is changing shape is one thing, but actually how quickly you can adapt to that. Well, they seem to seamlessly do it from the off, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And as I say, every player almost, they looked like they knew their roles and responsibilities. I can't imagine them having had too much time on the training pitch from the weekend, because we know now with recovery, etc., you're limited. So a lot of that maybe has come through meetings, but I'm sure he probably walked through shape. And because we've seen players losing their runners in recent weeks and leading 2 goals. Tonight there was none of that. They defended really, really well. They looked solid. They looked comfortable. Chelsea run out of ideas. I know at the end you're defending your box a little bit. That's what you do in a 5-3-2 or whatever way you want to look at it, 3 at the back. But you have to come under pressure at times, and they soaked it up really well. Bijol, single him out for special praise. He looked really, really comfortable in the middle of that back 3, and Leeds looked really, really solid tonight.
Yeah, defensively from a back 3 standpoint, you were looking on there from the perfect vantage point here as well. Biel gets the goal, but the 3 of them defended really well. With Ampadu just ahead, he was everywhere, wasn't he? Crunching into tackles, leading as you would expect him to do as a captain.
That's what you need in a game like this. But again, you look at the bench, the Chelsea bench, and they bring on, Neto, they bring Palmer, and you're thinking, oh my God. But I think that defense stood very well, and to be honest, great to them. Absolutely brilliant.
From Leeds' point of view, just to arrest that slide of a few defeats in a row, and particularly here at Ellen Road, we talked about Leeds United, and it was said at the start of the season, this place is going to be so important, so crucial, and actually it shows tonight the difference that home advantage can make and might make over the course of the season, Stuart, that they can get those 3 points today and get back to winning ways here.
I think we've always been clear, and especially Daniel has always been clear about the home form. If they can pick up points at home, they'll be in a good place. And again, we talk about football being crazy and being mad and how scenarios can change. You now look at the Liverpool game after their result tonight, and you think, you look forward to the weekend, you look forward to Saturday, don't you? Whereas if you have a defeat tonight, you're like, we've got Liverpool coming. But now it's you go away, the supporters are going away, and they're looking forward to Saturday. So football does that to you. That's why we all love it. But yeah, home form is it's huge for Leeds. We've seen they've been really poor away from home this year. Why, we don't know. Nobody can put their finger on it. But if they can be hard to beat here, which they have been, it stands them in good stead going forward.
You can see those other results, particularly the ones affecting us. Liverpool drawing at home 1-1 to Sunderland. They were 1-0 down until pretty late on before equalising. The other ones pick out Wolves 0, Forest 1. Wolves in all sorts of trouble, really, aren't they? Rooted to the bottom. And of course, what it means, Burnley losing as well tonight, what it means is we just nip up a place with those 3 points. That puts all the pressure onto West Ham, who go to Old Trafford tomorrow night. And that's what it does, isn't it? You sort your business out and do your points, put the pressure on other people for a change.
Yeah, especially at this time of the year, where, they're going to come, most with, through thick and
thin. Yeah.
They're going to be piling up with the games that are coming in, and it's going to be tough because we always say that, if in that position, after over Christmas, it's going to be difficult in the new year, because you're going to feel like you are suppressed, even if you do well, but you're going to get the result. But this, I think it's going to lift us, and I think a few positions, and it's going to be great. You'll never know. This might be a turnaround for us. Yeah. We might get a great result again in the next weekend, and then we look back and thinking, Jesus, we were under a lot of pressure. We were stressing, but I did well. I mean, absolutely brilliant. I'm happy for the team and the manager.
It's always good a chance to reflect on things that have been said earlier, isn't it? And let me take you back to pre-match when I did mention to Stuart Dallas that Leeds are unbeaten in the last 8 on Wednesday nights in December since 2022. A niche stat, albeit you scoffed at that one. Stuart, before the game, anything you'd like to say after that 3-1 victory tonight? Extending that run to 9, 7 wins and 2 draws now since
I
December
just don't
22.
like to speak too quickly. I'm pretty sensible when it comes to things like that. Usually you end up with a pie in your face, but I don't know what you want me to say. I'm delighted for you that it continues.
What I'm saying is you scoffed at my stats, Stuart, and I'd like you to take it back. But a really good result. We'll hopefully get some reaction from pitch side in just a moment. But let's just take a look through the goals tonight, because there were 3 wonderful moments, starting with that goal from Yacobiol in the first half. And again, talk about setting the tone. 6 minutes in here, Lucas, and he's rising above everyone else with a beautiful run round the side. He just... Sometimes you see in a player's eyes, they're thinking, I'm going to get onto the hell of the leather, I'm going to get onto this ball, and that's exactly what he did.
No, absolutely, and I think his momentum, going to the ball, I think the way he headed that ball, I mean, you can see even the keeper nearly ended up in the net as well, but that's how great it was. But I think, it gives the confidence, to even other defenders to say, we can do this. At least they know that they can have an advantage, in set pieces, especially, when you get to those positions.
It's small details. He timed it so well. His push on Palmer or on Delap, just as Stack's about to deliver it, and it allows him that run then, because if he's standing close to Delap, he blocks him, he can't go, but he times it so well. And as I said at half time, it looked like they targeted that area because they got a few opportunities from there, and really strong from set pieces all night. And I'm delighted for Beale, because obviously they've signed him for a lot of money. He's had a difficult start because he hasn't played so much, but he was fantastic tonight, and I'm delighted for him.
Yeah, second goal, of course, coming from Altanaka, and that was a fantastic moment as well, wasn't it? I mean, to score that kind of goal in a big game like this under the lights, Lucas, was really lovely.
Yeah, but what I like about that was he was always ended up in the right position and sort of that just outside the area.
I'm going to just jump in a second because we have Yacobiol in the tunnel with us live after the game. Yaka, thanks for joining us. I'm with Lucas Radebe and Stuart Dallas here in the studio. Congratulations on a fantastic win, and we were just talking about how you set the tone with that incredible goal. You must be feeling delighted. Talk us through that 90 minutes then.
First of all, hello to you guys. It's been an incredible night for us all. We worked hard in the last few games were not the result we wanted, maybe even deserved. But today from the start the energy was right, and we just went for it. We just went for that win, and at the end with the all-around energy and just from everyone really today was we deserved it at the end, and 3 points, and now we move on and on to the next one.
Yaka, it's Stu here. Just congratulations obviously on your goal and the performance. I want to ask you about the belief and the confidence within the squad. We talked before the game about belief. You can get belief from the second half performance on Saturday, but you can sort of only gain confidence from picking up results. How much confidence can that give you tonight going forward?
Yeah, for sure. Already the second half at City, I think it gave us something. Today just against such an opponent, the such quality that they have, and to show such a performance, it just gave us some extra confidence for the already on the Saturday, and then just to go go forward like this, and I think I'm sure we're gonna be good at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's Lucas here. I think we're absolutely delighted tonight, and I just wanted to ask you how do you feel being in that back three, playing in that back five? Are you comfortable? You feel now that this is the right position for you, and the team going forward?
Yeah, it's just something that the coach tried already against City and it worked, and we're gonna see what he decides from now on. But yeah, I'm ready for whatever the opportunity comes, and for sure it has not been an easy start for me, but yeah, it's not always easy. It's not always straight away. You just have to wait sometimes a little bit and work hard, and then it comes. And yeah, tonight is one of those nights, and I'm looking forward to a lot more like this, and just gonna work towards that, and I'm sure then the coach is gonna do what he's gonna do also with the strategy, with the formation. It really doesn't matter so much when you have the right energy, when you have really good performances, and then it just shows on the pitch, and at the end of the day it doesn't really matter, or it's 3 or it's 4 or it's what is it, but yeah, today was 3, it worked, and I'm happy for that.
We can show you your goal. So talk us through this, because it's a brilliant delivery in, but we were just discussing about the look in your eyes, the desire you had to get on the end of that to score the goal here at Ellen Road. So let's show that to you and talk us through the goal and from your perspective and how that felt to score here in front of the South Stand.
I just have goosebumps. It's my dream, honestly, to score a Premier League goal. It's always been something that I was working towards my whole career, and today it happened at the full Ellen Road in front of such a fans, and just honestly no feeling like it, and really happy, and but it was the start, so you have to keep your head cool, and it's 80 minutes left, or I don't know when I scored, but yeah, the whole game left, and then you have to focus on the game, and the 3 points were the most important thing today, so I'm just happy that we managed to win at the end and to bring the points home.
I'm just wondering, is that an area that you've looked at that you could exploit against Chelsea? Because it looked very much to me like he's tried to target that sort of front area. There's a few, I think Pascal's was a little bit deeper after that, but there's a couple of times you almost seem to get a few chances from that area. Is that something you've looked at in training?
Yeah, for sure. For sure we did. We always look for the weaknesses, and yeah, today we knew that we were gonna have a lot of chances in set pieces, corners, also throw-ins, and yeah, because we had a really physical squad, and we took advantage of that, and but yeah, like you said, we also in that zone, everyone knows what he has to do, and I just had the belief that the ball is gonna come there, and went for it 100%, and it came. I scored, and yeah, amazing.
Well, we loved it, as did everyone else in here. Congratulations on that Premier League goal for Leeds United. I mean, it was an 8:15 kickoff, so we'll let you go because it's already getting pretty late, but really appreciate your time. Congratulations, and good luck for the weekend as well.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
There you go. Live reaction from the tunnel. It's just saying how much it means to get that goal and to get it here. You could see, in fact, we could see Jaka's face as he was describing it. You were watching the goal, but you could see his face had a massive smile on it, didn't it? And to score a goal here at Ellen Road, you guys have done this. I never will, but it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic. I think Stuart was saying earlier on when we were sitting, he says, but they look very strong. And he says actually singled out, you're all saying, but he looks comfortable, which is brilliant. That means that he enjoys that. And to be honest, to have that goal, I think it will just lift him up. I think we're going to see him doing even better, which is great for us.
Before we went to the tunnel there, we were just about to talk about Altanaka's goal, actually, and just take a look at that. Stuart, maybe you can talk us through this, because really nice to see him on the score sheet as well. It's been a stop-start to the season for last year's Player of the Year, had such a fantastic season, but he's just kind of, you feel like reaching some of that form that we know he has in him, and this goal was special.
Yeah, it was. I think it's, you know, he's been very critical of himself earlier on in the season, where he talked about maybe not just being up to the level of the Premier League, but you know, he's starting to get there. I think he had a few shots before this. I think this was actually his 4th shot that he had in the game, but the finish was fantastic. You know, it comes from, again, the shape of the team, being able to counter press, you know, being able to win the ball high up. You see Namacha wins it, Jayden Bogle's in a position where he can affect the game, and Tanaka's first touch is sensational. It makes the goal, really, because he doesn't have to break his stride, and he's just able to, he sort of whips it, hits it with pace, but whips it, and Sanchez has absolutely no chance, and as you say, the knee slide destroys the turf. But yeah, delighted for him, and you know, another huge step forward for him in terms of performances.
Yeah, 3.5 days for the grounds team here to fix that little patch. But listen, when it goes in like that, you don't mind, do you? Sensational finish, and you know, Ellen Road was going wild at that point, wasn't it, Lucas?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what you need. You know, when you need to make sure that it's beyond the opposition, and you make sure that what do you do?
Capitalise.
You capitalize on these, but again, as you said, that you know, he set it up very well for himself. But I mean, that's a brilliant goal. I think I really want to be in that position now and then.
I think it would have been easy as well, because of the way performances and results have went in recent weeks. I think it would have been easy for him probably to take a touch backwards, because he knows he's got his back to goal, but he takes his first touch forwards, which allows him then to whip. He has the momentum, he has the technique, and you know, as I say, too many times we've maybe been guilty of not taking advantage of picking the ball up in them situations. But tonight that was he really only scores special goals, doesn't he? So another huge moment for the team. And I think when you look at the team tonight and Saturday as well, what they can take from it is character. I think you go in 2-0 down at half time on Saturday, you're asking for big characters, you're asking for responses, you're asking for you know, players coming out and making a difference. They do that on Saturday. Tonight, when they concede, you're starting to think, we could sort of feel it here, the crowd, we were starting to feel that the game was maybe going to turn. But again, big characters, big moments, and you know, Calvin Lewin, or Namacha goes and presses, or no, it's Okafor, is it, that slides in, and you know, but he decides to go and press and wins the ball. And so I think Daniel, he'll take loads from that, and the biggest thing is the character the team have shown in these 2 games has been huge.
You mentioned that third goal, the Dominic Calvert-Lewin goal. I mean, we're into December now, so it is the first game of December, December the 3rd today. Christmas came 22 days early for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because you're not going to score an easier one than that. He's got to be in the right place at the right time, and like you say, it comes from excellent work from Noah Okafor, who came on, a little cameo, showed what he's about, as we've seen through parts of this season. But yeah, from a number 9's point of view, that's about as easy as it gets, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the similar goal he scored in Man City, you know, get another one. You take those all day, you know. But I think it's the way he positioned himself, and he never gives up, because sometimes he's the one who's fighting the battles up there. And you know, to get the goals like this and put yourself in this kind of position, I think it will just lift him up to the next game, you know, and it's absolutely build his confidence as well.
Yeah, and we saw, you know, Namacha's been on a run up until tonight of scoring in 3 in a row. Now it's 2 in a row for Calvert-Lewin. And these are important things, aren't they? It's confidence building, and it's confidence throughout the team. We've seen other players score tonight also, but for Calvert-Lewin, you know, your job is there. Yes, he's done amazing work, but to get the goals as well is important.
If he's not there, you're asking questions why he's not there. So he's in the right place. You can see the shape of the team again. It allows you to be in positions where you can affect the game. You know, I don't know what Chelsea are doing. It's a really, really poor goal for them to concede. We talked about off air about Sanchez. He has a mistake in him, albeit it comes from the centre back. But you know, fair play to Okafor for you know, being the trigger to go and press, and obviously Calvin Lewin's there, and he has a tap in. But again, that sort of then calmed everybody down within the stadium, because you could feel that the game was maybe sort of just starting to turn a little bit. You know, it was starting to become open actually.
That is one of the characteristics of the team you were talking about, you know, not giving up on balls. I mean, we saw earlier in the season, it was Goodmanson, wasn't it, down the left-hand side, and that breaks for Longstaff, who, in fact, we'll pause on that for a moment because we have the Leeds United manager ready to speak to Bryn and Tony. So let's cross live to the Ellen Road Tunnel.
Thanks very much, Rich. Yes, Daniel is with us. Daniel, that has been a good night, has it not?
Yes, this is why we have worked so desperate in the past to bring us back on this level. We want this Magic Nights at Ellen Road back to their best unbelievable atmosphere tonight, playing one of the best sides in the world, and win this game and win it also deserved. Best to our back defensive behavior. Scored 3 goals, could have scored perhaps even a few more. Of course, it was expected also tough night when you had to suffer a bit. Chelsea had lots of possession, but I think there's also no doubt that we deserved to win this game. So we were better in shots on target, and expected goals and chances, big chances, so set pieces. So I think we deserve to win this game, and this, it's a great feeling for us.
There'll be a lot of talk about the formation. Is there more to it than that?
No, because it's not that easy as, okay, we play 3-5-2 and we beat Chelsea, or 3-5-2 men against men at the Etihad, and it's more like you win the game there. Otherwise would be very easy to do this. It's more like how you live it and the execution and I always spoke about, of course, we have to be, as a promoted side, a bit more flexible than a side who perhaps dominates the league anyhow. And I would love to bring our approach always easily on the pitch and dominate the game with 80% possession. But sometimes you also, when you face the best sides, you have to mirror them. You have to take their strength away. You have to allow them possession in areas when they can't hurt you. And sometimes you have to tweak your formation also a little bit. We have done this also in the past during the games. Yeah, it was not that well noticed anyhow, because there was not such a difference in performance, like for example at Man City in the second half. But today we got the feeling, also with the players available, today it was the right choice. And yeah, let's execute this plan perfectly, and for that all the compliments goes to them.
I thought at times we pressed really well, but also our set pieces, our quality on set pieces was really good tonight.
Yes, of course, we knew that we had also a pretty physical side today on the pitch and wanted to use set piece. We also knew that it's perhaps an area where Chelsea is not world class, and in many areas they are world class, but this is something we need to explore. It was important to have periods when we press really high and put them under pressure and have early winnings of the ball or force them to play long balls, but it was also clear that there would be periods when we have to suffer, and there we wanted to have a good setup today, that they can't create through the center, that we're also strong when crosses are coming in. And again, I think the balance today, out of being brave to press and to be well organized and patient once we set deep, I think this was also one key, yes.
Teams will lose who come into the Premier League, tend to lose quite a few games, so you kind of have to get used to that sense. But the players showed again this evening that they're in there, the battle is in there, they're doing the right things still, they believe still.
Unbelievable shift from the lads, so physical outperformance again of the opponent, second to none. This team is top fit, they showed great heart, great character, great unity, great fighting spirit. Also felt also a long time coming. Because we had also in the last 2 games really many good results, especially this top half at Man City, but also the last home game. Many games we were unlucky not to win more points, and it felt like we owed more or less like such a result against one of the top sides. And this is what the lads have done tonight. Will be a long road, yeah, but with this unity and this spirit and this togetherness and also this back to our best defensive behavior, we definitely have a chance. It's hard to get used to losses, if I'm really honest. I also don't want the lads to get used to losses, and I want us to be disappointed, but it's a reality that on this level you will probably, as a promoted side, lose more games than you win. And it's important how you react to this, and that you don't dwell under it and don't doubt yourself, and you stick to your believings and to stick to what you're doing. This is what my lads are doing, and fantastic. They should be proud tonight.
And enjoy your wins as well, I guess, on that basis.
Yes, of course. So we sadly don't have too much time to enjoy it proper anyhow, because in 2.5 days we also want to fight for points again. So I told them, listen, good nutrition tonight, good sleep, good work. We can't afford at the moment to have a day off. Anyhow, we have to be on it from tomorrow. Already Liverpool in our head, but for the next 30 minutes, turn a bit music on in the dressing room, enjoy it also a bit, because then you also know we want this winning feeling back in our dressing room and gives you extra motivation. So I think they still have a few minutes to enjoy, but then later on, hopefully good sleep. We want to be ready for Saturday again.
Can't wait. Well done, Daniel. Excellent. Thank you.
Well done, Daniel. Excellent. Good stuff.
There you go, that's the orders from the gaffer. Listen to a bit of music, eat well and have a good kip. It's pretty much, I'm glad he didn't say good nutrition to us in the studio, because it's been anything but that this evening, it has to be said. Daniel Farke, though, naturally delighted with that, as he would be. I mean, just looking at the numbers, 11 of the 14 points we've got so far are here at Ellen Road. Just highlights, as we were saying beforehand, how important this place is going to be, has been, will continue to be. And, you know, that takes us into Saturday's game against Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, credit to the players, isn't it? I mean, they came in there, you know, under pressure against a quality team, you know, and I think they showed that, you know, this place can be difficult, and surely it is now. So, but I'm delighted, you know, that because it's going to lift them. You know, as I mean, we hear the manager saying that, you know, they're going to have a few minutes to enjoy themselves. I don't know if some of them can dance, but, you know. but I think they're going to enjoy this win, to be honest, and it will carry on, you know, to the next game, which is Liverpool, where everybody will be looking forward to.
Yeah, Stuart, thank you so much for joining us in the studio tonight. Lucas, it's been an absolute privilege, as always, to have you here. Enjoy the game on Saturday. I know you'll be watching from the stands as well. Well, there you go. Chelsea have come, Club World Champions, title contenders. They beat Barca the other day, but Ellen Road on a Wednesday night under the lights, that's a different kettle of fish. Leeds United 3, Chelsea 1. We'll see you back here on Saturday.